What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now Plus. I'm Alex, and in this video, I want to talk about the PS5 Pro controller that is being rumored from Tom Henderson. It seems pretty likely. I mean, at this point, this is something he had kind of teased in his tweets a few days ago when he said, God of War Ragnarok is one thing that Sony wants to, say the release date, and he kind of went back and forth with Bloomberg in terms of, yeah, he agrees there. And he also said there's other things they want to talk about as well besides just God of War Ragnarok, and this is most likely what he's talking about, or at least one of the things. So he says Sony is working on a genuine professional controller, and the reveal should be in the next coming weeks. In the coming weeks, sources have claimed the code name for it is called Hunt, and it'll include removable analog sticks, trigger stops, and rear buttons. He also says that it'll feature grips to help hold the controller. Now, that's something I actually really like, which seems to also be removable. It's basically going to be the PS5 Pro controller in terms of casual conversations. That's what they call it. It's unclear when it'll be revealed, but the source said it should be soon. And then he goes on to say, there's a lot of stuff they want to talk about towards the end of the month. And that's kind of it. So I really like this idea. I mean, look, I'm not really a controller guy, right? People have done rankings of controllers, some of the best controllers of all time. I'm not really into that. I think there's a lot of really good controllers out there. I've never really been one to say any of them are all that bad or all that much better than the others. I never really thought Xbox had there was, I think, a time where many people thought Xbox had a substantial lead in how much better their controller was than PlayStation's. I don't actually have that strong of an opinion one way or the other. I'm not saying they're wrong. I just don't really care, but, and I've said this 1,000 times, the Dualsense is insane. It's absolutely insane. It's an amazing controller, and Xbox or Microsoft has gotten into the game of the pro controller units over the last half decade, maybe a little bit more, and they've worked really well. People have overwhelmingly, I think, loved when Xbox has done their pro controller. So if there's basically a way to get a Dualsense, a PS5 controller that's already, now this is where I will throw in my opinion, it's the best controller ever made. Okay, in terms of what it can do, just feel, I mean, for me, it feels really awesome, but also just what it's capable of, it is the best controller I've ever seen in my entire life. So to make that, and then to add pro elements, that have been done, I don't think anything's going to change the game. Nothing's going to be all that revolutionary, but just kind of including those elements that people have really liked on Xbox controllers, just on other things in general. If you're able to do that, why not? That's very exciting. Now, I was going to say I want to get my hands on it, but I did just recently buy the blue controller for the blue DualSense. I had to replace one of my two controllers I already had, so I just bought one. They're pretty expensive. I would imagine a pro controller probably is at least $100, maybe like 90 to 110, somewhere in that range. A lot of money for a controller, so I don't think I like the idea. I like the idea. I think it's a great idea, and again, anything you can do to make an already really amazing controller better, and infuse those, let's just call it pro elements into it. If you can do that, do it. But I'm probably not going to get one for a while. Not until, when my next controller starts to do, the drift, right? The dreaded drift that just kills the controller, right? Once that happens to my next one, then I'll buy, the pro controller. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. Make sure you guys are subscribed, bell icon turned on, and I'll see you all on the next video.